Hello everybody, I'm Kisan and today we're back with the top 10 bosses from Dark Souls 1, my favorite Souls game up until now. So to start, I guess Dark Souls 1 doesn't need an intro, but I don't care, so let's get into the bosses right away. Quelaag is the first one on the list, and this half spider, half human girl that actually looks pretty nice after above her waist is actually an interesting boss. Some people hate it, some people don't, cause she is actually interesting. You just have to know how to fight her. You can't stand too close to her body, or else she's going to explode. She going kaboom on your ass. And if you just want to kill her, one tip would be to hit just her legs, her spider legs, so that she doesn't explode. Bell gargoyles are easier than her, but Quelaag sure is a great fight from a gameplay standpoint and even from a visual standpoint because of the lava. I actually enjoy watch the lava being spewed by the fucking spider, even so that the lava sometimes gets in your way and you can't move because of the fucking lava, but it's interesting nonetheless. I say she's kinda hard, but she isn't unfair. She isn't an unfair boss. I think in Dark Souls 1 there are not many unfair bosses, if there is one, but we'll get into that later. Now, for my number 9, we have 4 Kings. And wait, don't click off the video. Yes, I do like 4 Kings. Cause even if they are a fucking DPS check, they are cool as shit. Look, just look at this fucking armor. Just look at it. It's nice. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
Perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute detail.
4 Kings are, or were, 4 Lords of New Londo. Wait, yes, New Londo. 4 Lords of New Londo that got corrupted by the Abyss, and now they are 4 fucking beasts that attack you like a fucking truck. They are a DPS check for sure, and you need to be prepared to fight them, because if you aren't, you're going to get fucked in the ass. But I do actually like them, and although you can tank through them and just basically get hit, but at the lower base of the sword and get less damage, it's fucking amazing how you can fight 4 Kings. Like, actually for a weird arena that it's all blank, you have actually a really nice fight. Not blank, but dark. You have a really nice fight, because they actually give you lots of attacks that are interesting. And you can't just stand near them and hope everything gets right, because if you get grabbed one time too many, a 5th king will spawn, and you are going to get fucked. That's the only thing I don't like about the fight. It's the 5th king. I don't know, and I guess that it doesn't make much sense with the lore. And even with the fucking game, it just doesn't make sense. It's called the 4 Kings, so let it be 4 Kings. But anyway. In the 8th spot in this list, there's the Duke Seath the Scaleless. And I love this guy. I just love his fucking design. It's really cool, and I just want all to experience his not gameplay design. I actually do like his gameplay design, but I'm talking about his real design, the art. The white dragon skin, the tails, the deformities he actually has in his body that makes sense with the lore. The fact that he has no fucking sight, he's blind as fuck, and those beautiful wings on his back. I just do love his design. He can be pretty much not exploited, but overpowered when you're playing against him. If you know where to run, you can bait his attacks and you're just gonna do 1 or 2 attacks where you can run forwards and backwards and hit him. But that just comes to show that in Dark Souls 1, it's fair. The game is fair. If you learn how to play it, the game is fucking fair, and you can do every fucking fight in the game, and you can squeeze and pass through all the bosses you want. The game isn't really that hard. You just need to take the time to learn it. At number 7, Nito, the first of the dead. I love this big skeleton dad. I wish he was more of a present character, cause I know, hear me out. He's a fucking huge skeleton with lots of other skeletons attached to his body. but it's so fucking cute. I love him. I really love Nino. He's a fucking big ass boy with a big ass sword and a big ass arena, but he's so fucking cute. It's the skeleton dad. I love him. He uses this arena to his advantage, and you can also use it to your advantage too, cause the arena is big and it helps a lot when you're trying to maneuver and not awake any more skeletons that he has in his arena, and you have some margin of error to move and not trigger any skeletons because of the fucking big arena. But he also uses that arena for his advantage with his fucking sword long range attack. A tip to actually dodge that is when he's about to, yeah, like we can hear him scream, but if you can see him, when he's doing the mini jump to go back down again with the sword, that's the time you dodge. That's the right time to dodge. Overall, Nito is a big boss that you have to be careful with, cause he can actually kill you pretty easily with the miasma and the skeletons, but he also gets the skeletons down, so be wary of that and use that to your advantage. Number 6 just straight up breaks my heart every time I have to fight him. It's Sif, the Great Wolf Sif, the bestest boy in the Soul series, as opposed to the so-called dogs that we have in the games. He is the wolf of Sir Knight Artorias and his friend to the day he protects his grave, and we can fight him in the grave of Artorias and uses his sword to defend the grave. He uses the fucking sword of the fucking guy that's a fucking huge beast of a monster when you try to fight him, and he just fights you, protecting his grave so that no one shall hurt his slumber. Because Sif is just really cute. I don't know what to say more. I just love Sif and I get my heart broken every time I have to go and kill him. And I feel even worse when I do the DLC first and then I have to go kill Sif because of the fucking cutscene. Sif recognizes you as the guy who saved him from the chasm of the abyss. So Sif just breaks my heart every time. Leave a like for Sif. We all need this dog in our lives. Sif is great. Just fucking amazing. At the middle of the list, the best duo fight in the whole fucking Souls genre. No, not Godskin Duo. I said the best fight, not complete shit, because Godskin Duo is shit. But anyway, Ornstein and Smo, or ONS, as the community calls them. They are the pinnacle of what a boss fight should be, a duo boss fight should be. They really complement each other and allows for a very fun and entertaining boss fight. Cause while Ornstein is fast and he has very quick but not that hurtful attacks, Smo is slower but it's like a fucking truck. They really make each other shine, for they complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. After you kill one of them, the other one will absorb it and get some of his powers. In the case of Ornstein, he will get big, he will get the size of Smo, and he will get the armor and defenses of Smo. And if you kill Ornstein first, Smo will have lightning powers and will hit you with them, and you are going to cry. Yeah, but it's actually a really good boss fight, and it makes a really interesting concept, and I just want to see more of this in the Souls series. Number 4, and it's the best Dark Souls waifu. Change my mind. Priscilla. I just fucking love Priscilla. She is so fucking cute. She is the only boss in the fucking game that doesn't hit you. She is sweet, and most people just go there and kill her cause you have to kill her. You don't, but most people just go and kill her. I feel like that's very sad, and I wish to all those people death. The only time you're actually allowed to kill her is for the achievement. And that's the only time. Because Priscilla, actually when you go to fight her, she only talks to you. She tries to say that you are outside of her world. We don't have to fight. Just get along with your life. And if you hit her, she becomes invisible and is going to fucking hit you with her scythe. But anyway, Priscilla is an illegitimate daughter of Seth the Scaleless. She was conceived in one of his experiments of achieving immortality. She was deemed a dangerous being and an abomination. So she had no place in the real world, and therefore the gods sent her to the Painted World. Even so, she knows full well how to get out of the Painted World, because she is the one who actually tells us where to exit. But she likes to live there, and she says that the people that live there are actually good people, and they are peaceful, and us, the player, are not from there. Now, getting into the top 3, we have a great one to start it with. We have Gwyn, Lord of Cinders himself. Here we start with the Incredibles bosses, both in story as in gameplay, with the great Gwyn, Lord of Fire.
What?
With the great Lord of Fire Gwyn. Yeah, that's better. Gwyn has awesome attacks, both from visual and gameplay standpoints. I just love to watch his Sword of Fire go through half of the fucking arena when he strikes his sword. There is something magnificent about it. The sheer power that he needs to wield that and maintain its flame. Although he himself became hollow and offered himself to kindle the first flame, he still stands a great warrior and a god. It's nothing to laugh at, cause that bitch is going to hit you like a fucking truck. If he hits you once, you must better be called dead. Another interesting thing is that we can actually parry Gwyn, and he is the only boss that we can parry in the fucking game. And that just comes to show how much he has fallen from his former great power when he sacrificed himself for the lasting of the flame. And that is peak writing right there and peak gameplay right there. That's peak game design. For number 2, we have Manus. The spot of the abyss. No, the father of the abyss. Manus, this fucking beast of a boss that has stretchy arms like Luffy. This guy is actually a pretty fun boss fight, as he can really make you fucking sweat when you're fighting him. And if you don't know how to dodge him, you're in for a fucking ride. My first time playing against him, I had to learn how to dodge him for a while until I figured out how to. Because I'm used to Elden Ring, and in Elden Ring, the rule per se is that you dodge forwards. And in this fucking game, fuck you. The bosses have a different dodge pattern. Manus, I had to dodge to the side. Artorias, I actually had to dodge to the side. And that really made my brain kill itself, because I wasn't expecting it and I was used to Elden Ring. But Manus just attacks fast. He has physical and also magic attacks that can hit you from near and from afar. This guy is no joke, and if you aren't careful, he will blast your ass. A good thing for his fight is to use the silver pendant, but even then it's not easy. You still have to learn how to fight him properly, or else you're gonna get blasted, and you have to know how to use the pendant correctly. But he's a great guy and you should give him a shot. Before the number 1, I want to make an honorable mention to an amazing boss. Yes? What's up? What do you need me? Oh, okay, I'll tell them. So, actually it's not an amazing boss, it's the fucking shit Bed of Chaos. Yay! I know. Every one of you must be already familiar with the fucking shit boss that is, but I want to actually talk about it. Not for the boss fight, because that sucks. But from the lore perspective, I actually respect Bed of Chaos from a lore perspective, because this is Dark Souls, not dark parkour. And yeah. So, Bed of Chaos, in a futile attempt to prolong the Age of Fire, the witch Lilith tried to recreate the first flame. The ritual was a failure, and instead created a disordered being of chaos and fire. Its power formed a bed of life which consumed the witch and most of her daughters that daughters being like Quila, Quilana, the Fair Lady, etc. We fight and can see most of our daughters, like Quelaag, and some witches that remain protecting the Bed of Chaos. And actually part of the Bed of Chaos, the two sides are daughters of Chaos. But the only one who could actually stay alive and stay in a normal state was Quilana, the pyromancy merchant, and the one who can ascend your pyromancy flame. So I actually like its story and the implications it has in the world, for all of the demons are born from the Bed of Chaos, and much more. I really would tell you to go watch a lore video on the Bed of Chaos, and you might start liking her in a different way. But finally, for the number one, we have Sir Knight Artorias of the Abyss. I fucking love this boss fight. I swear, I do. So Artorias was a gift from the heavens when I first played against him, because I had just beaten Darksouls 1 or 2 times, and then I went to the DLC, and that guy blessed my fucking expectations. Because the rest of the game, I pretty much managed it normally, but Artorias just fucked me up. Really, he just fucks you up. I respect him, and most of the times while I was fighting him, I took my time, just learn how to dodge him, and I didn't went and like blast through everything, because I knew I would get fucked. The try where I actually killed him, I took 10 fucking minutes for the whole fight. Not because I was dying too much, but or getting hit too much, but just because I was so absorbed in the magnificence of that fucking boss fight that I just dodged basically and attacked once or twice, because I wanted to see Artorias. I was having so much fun that I didn't want that boss fight to end, and when it ended, I was so fucking happy because I had just killed him. But man, if you haven't played the DLC, just kill Artorias. Personal preference. Manazir is really good, but you don't need to do it. Just go and kill Artorias. He's a fucking great boss. And with that, we come to the end of the list of my top 10 favorite bosses from the Dark Souls 1. Hope y'all liked it. Please leave a sub and a like, and tell me in the comments your opinion, because I really like to hear from you guys. And in the last video, actually a lot of you commented and told me your experiences and your own tier list. So please, I want to see more of that. I really enjoyed the support from last video, and I'm really thankful for that. So please guys, remember, stay safe and don't you dare go hollow.